Now, next part, I want to talk about technique difficulties. So a lot of time we have these passages. I repeat it, I practice it 100 times. I just cannot get it. So if you have a technically difficult passage, usually there are two ways to resolve that problem. Now, this is a very famous piece from the Beethoven's Elise. In the beginning, everybody knows that, and it's not difficult at all. Now, when it goes to the second session, everybody struggles with this passage. So one way of practicing it is make it a little easier, which means that you practice slowly, which I probably don't need to mention this because a lot of you already do this. That's the first thing that you think about it. When you can't play certain things, you slow it down. Now, okay, now what else can we make it a little slower? First of all, I want to also analyze it a little bit. I see a lot of repeated notes. So the G in the first measure is always repeated. So I was thinking, okay, that's not the difficult part, but this is the changing. So that's what I will actually do first. And then the next part is a broken chord. And then I have some scale. And then a crossing finger. So I can kind of skip some notes that are less important and practice on the difficult ones. So we skip some notes, make that excerpt a little bit easier to start with. Then you add everything back. Now, another way is to practice, make that passage even more difficult. And you might think, okay, is that crazy? I can't even practice I can't even play that regular version. How am I supposed to go even harder than that? So you're going to make a lot of mistakes when you go harder, but it's okay. When you bring it to the normal level, you're going to feel, oh, this is actually not so bad. So I am practicing a piece which has a lot of octave, which that is a typical technique difficulty for a lot of pianists. So it's like this. So it's a very fast passage with a lot of octaves. So I'm going to make it even harder than what it already is. So what I do is I just use my pinkies. And then the first couple of times, I'm going to miss probably 80% of the notes. And it's okay. And I sometimes even just play it without looking at my hands. So I'm going to miss probably like 99% of that. So now next time I can look at my hands. Now I do that a few times. Now I play the regular version. I will feel like the regular version is just nothing compared to the advanced version. So there are two ways to conquer those technical difficulties. One is make it easier, which includes practice slowly, make a simplified variation, or make it even harder. Sometimes when I have like big jumps, I also do the same thing. I just don't look at my hands, and then also use my ear to adjust my movements instead of using my eyes, which means like looking at my hand and looking at my instruments. So those couple tips are the ways that I usually practice that helps my practice goals. So I hope that's helpful for you. Thank you.